The battle of shampoos. Shampoo plays a major role in your hair growth and hair loss. If you've been constantly searching and asking what shampoo should I use, then this video will clear everything up for you. In this video, I will be breaking down what the pH of your scalp is, what shampoo should you use, and what should be the pH of your shampoo for healthy scalp and healthy hair. I will even show you how to use your current shampoo, change the pH of your shampoo so that your hair can benefit from it. By the end of this video, you will be equipped with all the powerful knowledge about shampoos. You will literally become a shampoo scientist. And a bonus tip at the end, I will also show you how to test your hair masks and adjust their pH as well. So let's get started. You have probably used countless shampoos, always to end up with drier, brittle, and dehydrated hair. Your scalp gets inflamed, itchy, and irritated every single time, and you cannot figure out what is happening, so you go on a hunt. Exactly why is this happening? Look no further. This video will change your life. You will have healthy, silky, shiny hair every single time. Let's talk science. Your scalp has its own protective barrier. Think of your scalp like skin, because it is. It has a natural protective film called the acid mantle. Acid mantle. This keeps the bacteria and fungus under control, sebum balanced, and hair follicles calm and less busy. The acid mantle has a pH of 4.5 to 5.5, which, if we look at the pH scale, it turns out slightly acidic. Majority of the shampoos in your pantry sitting in your washroom are more alkaline, around pH 7. But when your products match 4.5 to 5.5 pH range, that is when your scalp stays balanced, hydrated, and flake-free. Okay, so what do I do with this information? Yes, we are getting there. Your hair cuticle reacts to pH, and depending on what knocks, it opens or closes its doors. Each strand of hair is covered with tiny overlapping tiles called cuticles, just like the shingles on your roof. Here is what happens. Low pH, 4.5 to 5.5, the cuticle closes, hair becomes smooth, shiny, and strong. Whereas a high pH above 7, the cuticle lifts, hair becomes frizzy, dull, weak, and the color fades fast. With the shampoos you use with a pH of 7, it lifts the cuticles, leaving the door open, moisture escapes, and damage sneaks in. So let's break down what each product pH should be and what it does. Alright, so get a paper and a pen ready and let's get writing down. So first and foremost, your scalp should be, a natural skin barrier should be between 4.5 to 5.5 pH. This is your scalp's natural acid mantle. It keeps microbes balanced, prevents itchiness, and protects hair follicles, like I've already mentioned. Shampoos should ideally be between 4.5 to 5.5 pH. This cleans without disrupting the skin barrier or swelling the hair cuticle. It is ideal for shine, smoothness, and color retention. Clarifying shampoos should be between 5 and 6 pH, which is slightly higher pH. It helps lift buildup or product residue, but should be used occasionally, once a week or maximum twice a week. Conditioners and masks should be between 3.5 to 5 pH. This has an acidic pH. It closes the hair cuticle, locks in moisture, and enhances shine. Leave-in treatments and serums should be between 4 and 5 pH. It keeps the scalp calm, cuticles sealed for frizz and control and hydration. And then scalp exfoliants such as glycolic acid or salicylic acid should be around 3 to 4 pH. It is designed for deeper exfoliation. Use only weekly. Too low can cause irritation. So here are some pro tips for you. After any shampoo, if your hair feels squeaky or tangled, then your shampoo is likely above the pH of 6. You need to try finishing with a conditioner or a mild apple cider vinegar rinse. But for you to avoid all of this, I'm going to show you exactly how to take your current shampoos that you already have. You don't need to throw them away. I'm going to show you how to change the pH of these shampoos and how these shampoos can actually benefit your hair and your scalp, so that your scalp does not feel itchy, you don't have dandruff, you don't have inflammation, and you don't have redness. So I'm going to be taking you on a deep dive. I'm going to show you the product up front. I'm going to show you exactly what products you need. You can find them in the grocery store. And I'm going to show you step by step on how to do this. And make sure you are also following step by step. Don't guess things on your own. you should do what I'm showing you and how I'm showing you. So the first step we're going to do is, first we are going to test our shampoo. We're going to test the pH of the shampoo. So you are going to need a pH test strips. You're going to need distilled water. You're going to need a beaker or a container. It doesn't have to be a beaker. It can be any glass container or any glass bowl. You're going to need a weighing scale, and you're going to need your shampoo. If you want to try all of your shampoos, then try them all in separate waters, separate containers, and separate formulations, which means 1 pH strip per shampoo. So for example, I have 6 shampoos. I'm going to test each one 6 separately to show you exactly how it works and how you should be changing the pH of your shampoo so that you can actually benefit from it. So in my description box below, I will also mention to you, give you a list of current shampoos that are pH balanced already between 4.5 to 5.5. Let's get started and do a up close of the shampoo, how to get tested and how to change the pH. Okay, so here is everything you are going to need in order to make this preparation. First and foremost, you're going to need your shampoo. I'm going to use this Head and Shoulders one because this is what I commonly use right now. Head and Shoulders regular shampoo. Okay, you're going to need 2 weighing scales, one to measure your smaller ingredients and one to measure your larger ingredients, like this food scale right here. Okay, you're going to need a bowl like this, a glass Pyrex bowl, to mix your water with shampoo, and you're gonna need citric acid. This is in a bottle. I will show you the packaging. You can get it at any grocery store. You don't need that much. And then you're gonna also need pH strips. pH strips you can find on Amazon. I got these off of Amazon. This is the Universal Indicator pH paper. It has all the color indications here, and then it has all the strips right here. Okay, so we're gonna get started on weighing the products, weighing the smaller ingredients first. So I'm just gonna turn on this scale, and here you are going to make a solution, 10% of citric acid solution. So this will have 9 milliliters of distilled water with 1 gram of citric acid. Okay, so we're gonna take the citric acid. Citric acid is an acidic compound, so it will help lower the pH of your shampoo. So I'm gonna first weigh this out, but I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna test my shampoo first before I go ahead and add this. That's what you want to do. Your first step should always be to test the shampoo pH. Whatever shampoo you currently have in your house, so that you don't need to get rid of all the shampoos. You can use them up just by changing the pH of each shampoo, so that it can benefit your hair and your scalp at the same time. Okay, there you go. That's 1 gram right there. Hopefully you can see that. So now that I've measured that out, I'm going to take my shampoo and I'm going to first check the pH of that. So here we're going to take this off, and then I'm going to go ahead and come here on this measuring scale. I'm going to turn this on and we're going to measure in mils. So right there, and then I'm gonna put in 10 milliliter of shampoo. So I'm gonna just tare this. You want to make sure you're always tearing before you're using the weighing scale, because you want accurate measurements. 10 mils of shampoo. Okay, I just have 1 milliliter above, but that's okay. So there you go. That's 10 milliliter, 11 milliliters, right? And then you're gonna put in 100 milliliters of distilled water. So I'm going to go ahead and tare that again. Okay, we're just 1 mil above here. Give or take 1 mil above or 1 mil below. It's okay. It's not such a big deal. And then I'm going to push it over onto here. This is a magnetic stir, but I'm not going to turn that on because I don't want you to feel like you have to have this. You don't have to have it. So I'm just going to stir it. I'm going to stir it with this glass straw right here. This is a very important step, because if you're not checking the pH of your shampoo first before you go ahead and make that citric acid solution, you're actually going to harm your scalp. So Make sure you check the pH first. That is very important. Okay, now because this has bubbled up, you're gonna have to wait for it to calm down. Let the bubbles calm down before you go ahead and check the pH. So I'll be back. Okay, so it's gonna look something like this. Now I see something on the surface. I'm gonna lightly mix it because I don't want to create more foam inside. Now instead of dipping the strip right in there directly, I'm just gonna take a dropper like this, right, and I'm gonna put it on the strip just to avoid that soapy texture. Otherwise it's not gonna read accurately on the strip. So I'm gonna take like that, right, and okay. Now we're gonna wait and let it develop. So you have to wait a few seconds before you actually see anything because it's really wet. Okay, so this reading is between 6 and 7, right? You can see that color right there. 6 and 7, right? It matches 6 and 7. So we needed more on the orange side. So we're gonna add the acid that we made. So I'm gonna put 9 milliliters of distilled water. Okay, so based on the meniscus that you see is 9 mil. Okay, next I'm going to take the citric acid powder that we've measured out. And I'm going to just pour it in here. That's how you're going to make the concentrated solution that we're going to use to lower the pH of our shampoo. Right, and then you're just going to go ahead and mix it. Okay, so it dissolved very easily. It dissolves really fast. So now I'm going to take drops of this citric acid solution and I'm going to put it drop by drop in this shampoo solution. I'm going to first start with 10 drops and then I'm going to measure the pH and then see from there how much more we need. Okay, so I'm going to take this dropper right here and I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 here, and I'm going to just take so I'm just going to let that develop and you can see it's slightly turning orange. You see that orange side? Right, so I want it more on the orange side, so I know I'm going to probably need about 10 more drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you want to do this slowly because obviously you don't want to make it too acidic, otherwise like I said you're going to burn off your scalp. So now you're going to remember that we used 20 drops so far. We're going to get a new piece of pH testing paper. 1 drop. We're almost there. So on the outside you can see some dark orange, but in the middle there's not much change, so we're going to add in 10 more drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to use a new strip and I'm going to put it 1 drop. Okay, so we still haven't reached our desired pH just yet. So I'm gonna make sure I write this down. So we've used 30 drops so far. I'm gonna use 10 more, so that's gonna be 40 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Before testing it, I'm just gonna add 10 more drops, which is gonna be 50 drops in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now we're going to test it. So after adding 50 drops, yes, that's exactly what we want. Do you see that? It's between 4 and 5. Do you see that? Tell me you see that. It's between 4 and 5. That's perfect. This is where we started off from. You can see it's a clear 7. And this is what we have achieved. This is between 4 and 5. So this is before. Clear 7, it's a green. And then after it's 4 and 5, which is perfect. That means we've used 50 drops so far. So what are you going to do from here? Now that you know you've used 50 drops, right, of this solution, the citric acid solution, you're going to measure out how much shampoo you have left in your bottle. So whatever shampoo you have left, use that. Measure it out on a scale, and then when you measure it out, you will know that in 10 milliliters of shampoo, you used 50 drops of citric acid solution. So how many milliliters of shampoo, say for example, this is 950. So let's say this has about 700 milliliters of shampoo left. You're going to do 10 milliliters of shampoo over 50 drops, and then on the other side you're going to put 700 milliliters of shampoo over X, and then you're going to do the math, and that math will give you the outcomes, weigh out the shampoo that you already have, and then that means you're not going to add in the water, right? This water was just to test the pH, because if you cannot test the pH of shampoo directly, you have to dilute it first. So what you're going to do is you're going to add in all the drops directly in the shampoo without putting in extra water. The only water you're going to have is going to be the citric acid water. So do this for all of your shampoos, and you will see it will change your hair game overnight. And not just that, your scalp will actually feel much better. You're going to have less irritation, less breakouts, and less inflammation. So go ahead and try that with all of your shampoos. And now we're going to do hair mask. Okay, now for the hair mask, it's the same thing. You're going to use any hair mask. So for example, I'm going to be testing this one, Mark Anthony, and you're going to measure out the same thing, 10 grams. That's 9, and then some that's already on the spoon, so we'll count that as 10. Okay, and then you're going to add 90 mils of distilled water. So I'm going to change the mode, put that to mils, change that to 0. Okay, and then I'm going to add 90 mils of distilled water. Okay, that's 91, so just 1 mil above. Okay, now we're going to stir it. In this case, distilled water is very important because tap water usually has a lot of hard minerals, and distilled water is usually used for like testing purposes and making products and final solutions. So let it sit for about 2 to 3 minutes until it's all dissolved. I'm just going to turn on this stirring magnetic stir, and I'm going to put this magnetic tablet inside so I can quickly dissolve this. Okay, you don't have to do this. So the reason I'm doing this is because I have a magnetic stir, because I constantly make hair growth hair essence. It's usually involved with peptides, and peptides need to be completely dissolved. So that's why I have 2 stirrers and I have a lot of beakers. But what you can do is you can just stir it with a spoon and then let it dissolve. Between 2 and 5 minutes, it should be all dissolved. So just wait for that process. Okay, it looks like it's completely dissolved. Now you're gonna just let it sit for about 5 minutes so that it can just settle down. Otherwise, if it's bubbly, then you won't be able to get an accurate reading of pH. So just let that sit for a while, and then we'll check the pH. Okay, so it's been a while now, so I'm gonna take this pH testing paper, and I'm gonna take a dropper like I did with the shampoo, and I'm gonna pick it up right from the bottom where it's like the most liquid. And I'm just gonna put a drop. So right away we can see it's turning a bit green, which means very alkaline, and you can see the edges on the strip is also very green. But let's wait for this to develop before we go ahead and check with this pH. Okay, so if we look right here, it's definitely green. You can see that right there, right? It's 7, between 7 and 8. Which is too alkaline, so we're gonna want to put it down between 4 and 5. That's the perfect range for hair mask. So again, what we're going to do is the solution that you made with for the shampoo, don't get rid of that. Use that same solution because the measurements are exactly the same. I'm gonna add in 10 drops first and then measure the pH. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the reason you want to do it 10 drops by 10 drops is because you don't want it to make be too acidic, right? You don't want your hair to burn off. Okay, and we're gonna put a drop. There you go. Spread that around. Okay, right away I can see it change orange. Do you see that? You'll see the orange coming through. Let that develop and then you'll see the color very brightly. So you can see the hair mask only required 10 drops, whereas the shampoo required 50 drops. You see that? Between 4 and 5, you see how orange that is? I'm going to put it against this white. You'll see it. See, this is why this makes me so excited, and I love doing this because this is my favorite thing to do, is create formulations, work with pHs. How cool is that, right? You can just slightly bring it down and it will change your hair game. So this is between 4 and 5. We don't want it too down. We don't want it too below. We don't also want it too high. So that's perfect. This required only 10 drops of citric acid solution. Now you're going to calculate how much of the hair mask you have. You're going to calculate how many drops are that you used for your solution, and then you're going to calculate how many drops you need. I'll put the math on the screen for you and in the description box so that it is easy for you to calculate it. But look how cool that is. So I'm going to use both things on my hair. I'm going to wash my hair with it in front of you, and then I'm going to show you the results without styling it. So I'm not going to use any heat, because usually when you use heat makes your hair shiny automatically, and I don't want to deviate from the actual results. So I'm going to just wash my hair with the Head and Shoulder shampoo, and I'm going to use the hair mask diluted, obviously with the pH down. And then you're going to see when my hair dries naturally how shiny and how beautiful it looks. So here my hair has dried naturally. So you can see this shine right here. See that shine? Okay, so take a look at this shine. I don't have any product or gel or any mousse. This is natural. Okay, I just washed it and then I let it air dry. So you can see how shiny my hair actually is. And this is just from using the right shampoo with the right pH. You see that shine over there? Now obviously if I style it, if I straighten it, or if I use a diffuser, then obviously it's going to look shinier, but I didn't want to manipulate the results. So this is the results. Here they're really shiny. Do you see that shine? So that's the result. See on my scalp, right? There's a lot of new hair growth, obviously because of the product that I use, but no redness and no irritation from lowering the pH. So this is why I'm emphasizing that you have to be very careful when you lower the pH, because if you lower it too much, it will cause inflammation and it will cause a lot of redness. So make sure you are testing it at every single stage. And then using it. You don't want to go too low. You want it between 4.5 to 5.5. That is the perfect pH for very shiny hair and a very healthy scalp. So now that I've given you all the tools and the knowledge for you to become a shampoo scientist, go ahead and work on your current shampoos that you already have. Change the pH. First, do one shampoo. Don't do all 6 of them just yet. Do one shampoo, use it, and see how your scalp feels. Also do the same thing with your conditioners, and do the same thing with your hair masks that you're going to use once a week. Once you do all of these things and you follow all of these steps, come back to this video and let me know in the comments down below how it makes your scalp feel. If your scalp still feels tight, if your hair still feels brittle, if it still feels dehydrated, Let me know in the comments down below. And also make sure you share this video with other people so everyone in your friends and family can benefit from it. It's free to share, and it's best to share the information so that everyone can have the best hair of their life every single wash.